Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see about detective novel. In a detective novel, we will find the story and the plot are woven around an initial crime or a murder, and the secret of this crime or murder will be solved by an investigator or a detective. And this detective turns out the following conventions. A seemingly perfect crime is done. Because of the dull wittedness of the official investigating authorities like the police, the culprit is not traced. The detective, aptly supported by his assistant, launches an investigation. Several suspects are questioned and let out. The detective explains the minute details of the crime and solves the mystery, announces and apprehends the criminal. It was Edgar Allan Poe who launched this literary form with the story The Murders in the Rue Morgue in 1841. He followed it up with the Purloined Letter in 1845. Auguste Dupin was Pope's detective character. After about 20 years, Emily Gabreau in France wrote several detective stories after the manner of Poe. Later in the 19th century in England, Wilkie Collins perfected the art of the detective novel with the publication of his Moonstone, the first full-length detective novel in English. 2 years earlier, he had published The Women in White, which was more of a mystery than a detective novel. The detective in the Moonstone, Sergeant Cuff, became popular. Probably inspired by Wilkie Collins, his friend Charles Dickens wrote The Mystery of Edward Drood, but could not complete it. Even then, still it was a landmark in the history of detective fiction. The first full-length detective novel in America was Anna Catherine Green's The Leavenworth Case, published in 1878. In 1887, Sherlock Holmes series by Conan Doyle began to appear and continued up to 1927. Conan Doyle created the greatest detective in English fiction, Sherlock Holmes, and the charming autobiographical character, Dr. Watson. The 20th century began with the detective novels of Austen Freeman, Mason, and G.K. Chesterton. In his The Innocence of Father Brown, Chesterton presented the immortal character Father Brown. In Freeman's novels, they appeared the immortal detective Dr. Thorndyke. Artistic structure by Agatha Christie appeared. Hercule Poirot is after 1920 a series of novels known for their haunting suspense and the detective in her novels. Other important detective fiction writers of this period are Dorothy Sayers, Edgar Wallace, Van Dyne, and Errol Stanley Gardner. Perry Mason, Gardner's detective character, is a household name today. A subspecies of the detective novel is a suspense novel which also has received a boost in recent years. Between 1920 and 1940 alone, more than 8,000 titles appeared and at least 1,700 writers were engaged in writing detective fiction. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please do write it in the comment box, like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.